property's getting cut back down, da-da-da-da. It's almost done. I'm sitting on the veranda one day, and I have to remind myself, don't think you're crazy. This really happened, you know? And I did. I had this warm sensation come all over me. I just started bawling. I was by myself, and I could just feel that he was so happy from the other side. I could just feel some sort of like family worth love connection that you feel when you see your kid coming out of the hospital okay or something. I don't know. You know, but I didn't see anything, but man, was the feeling really there, you know, and it was really
like
strong.
You were getting a big hug?
Yeah, exactly. Just
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. What was yours? Tell me.
Well, she's a second cousin, but technically she's a second cousin, but she was my dad's cousin, so she was older than him. And her name was Mary Blanche, and she died real suddenly. And I'm on my dad's side of the family for years up until my uncle decided to have a second family. I was the only girl born in 97 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was like, there was only boys born on my dad's side of the family for 97 years until.
And do you know how many boys?
I never really thought to count, but let's see. 1, 2. I don't.
How? Okay. No.
And then yeah. So Mary was the one woman that, because, you know, I was never real close with my mom. So she was the one woman in all of my extended family, either on my mother's side or my father's side, that seemed particularly interested in me and wanted to spend time with me and wanted to do things with me and, you know, was interested in me. And
right.
So I would try to spend, you know, a summer with her, like not a summer, but a week or two during the summers with her. And she'd take me shopping and, you know, do girl stuff.
Right.
And so she became really special to me. And she was really funny because she would like tell these stories and then they would end. And we'd be going, and? And she'd be going, oh, that's all, that's the end. And we're like, where's the climax? What do you mean that's the end of the story? You know?
Point.
She did that all the time. She was just funny. So we joke about that a lot still. She was just an absolute riot. And she ran a cattle ranch in Texas. So
get out.
You never knew what she was going to do, but she always wore a dress. She was always, you know, perfectly pristine, and she was a prissy woman. Always wore a dress and ran a cattle ranch. You know, drove around in a big Bronco. Anyway, she died suddenly, and I had been out there maybe the summer before and visiting her, and when everybody was starting to take care of her dogs and stuff, they were doing it wrong because I knew how she did it. And I said, no, you're doing it wrong. I'll just take care of the dogs. Just stop it. Leave the dogs alone. I'll do it. And because I was upset, you know. And that's not how Mary likes it. So just don't do it. I'll do it. Or I'll show you. Or whatever. So I was taking care of the dogs. So she came to me that night because I was sleeping in her room in her bed. And she came to me that night. And and she said something about, thank you for taking such good care of the dogs. And and I remember her father had died, and they were really close. And she said that her father was there with her, and that it was a beautiful place. And I can't remember what else she said, but she said a couple other things. But she came to me that night, so I got a visit from Mary.
And what did you see her in a dream?
Oh God, how was it? I was not actually totally asleep, and I saw her like an apparition next to the bed.
Like a spiritual, translucent kind of
Yeah.
image?
Yeah, kind of like that. And I was sort of asleep, but not really.
Yeah.
So, and the same thing with my guardian angel. She came. One time I didn't see her, but I knew she was there in the room with me for like several hours. And then one time she came and I saw her standing on the pillow next to me. And she was just a glowing, silvery white, all wings. And she had come when I called her to scare off a icky, scary, yucky, bad spirit.
Really?
Yeah. So she chased it away and it never came back.
Wow, I never had the spirit conversation. Yeah, my uncle's the same guy, the Kokomo Hotel owner. He's got some crazy. It's wild too because what happened is he lost the use of his penis like 5 years ago. And this is something men commit suicide over. It's real hard to deal with type of thing.
Sure.
But this guy's like a saint. I mean, he's such a good guy. It's incredible. And he finally confided in me recently. And, we had this special time together for a lot of hours. And he finally confided in me recently that he can see. He's got some set up. He thought he was crazy for a long time, and now he's starting to level with the fact that after that happened, he's been able to see all kinds of people sitting on his veranda at his hotel. And I mean, I can tell you, Wendy, you sit on this guy's veranda, and I heard someone else say it. They were there with the three of us. Never had a conversation like this with this guy, but they were like, man, there's some kind of vortex here in this town, number one, and I can feel it very strongly here on this veranda. And I mean, me and Douglas are not saying anything to each other, but we're just looking at each other, and we're just like, whoa. And I mean, this guy, I know when someone's lying to me, and this Douglas guy is really confiding in a true friend on some shit that he almost went crazy with,
Yeah.
that he's actually seeing people hanging out on the thing, and they're seeing him, and they're like, this guy can see us, and they're time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he doesn't know what the hell he did to deserve it, but he's never been any sort of spiritual practice of any kind before. But he's always been you could just tell he's been such a great guy his whole life,
Right. Well, sometimes it just comes later on in life or something. So, I mean, I don't know why they suddenly started coming to me, or
Well, yeah. Wow, that's fine. It makes sense. Wendy, you're good. You fit that profile of someone they would come to.
What?
Anyone, if there's anyone.
Thank you. But I mean, I can see why Mary came to me to say goodbye because she left so suddenly. But I'm glad the guardian angel came. So that was
Did you
helpful.
say that guardian angel looked like an angel?
Yeah.
The halo and everything?
You know what? I don't remember a halo. But I remember really, really big wings. Like the wings took up more than half of her body.
No way.
Yeah. Really, really big wings and long flowing hair.
I just heard this stuff from somebody. Oh, no way. How am I learning about all this? See, that's what I mean. All these stories are coming to me too. I should probably just put you in touch with this lady. It's just this lady who's been doing yoga for like 20 years. And is doing some community living place. I just went and did took a bunch of pictures of this place, and she had her problems too. She definitely wasn't no perfect human, but she said that too. She said that her first spiritual experience like that was recent, and she saw an actual child just like in the angel posters and it was sitting there floating in midair with wings and everything, just like you would. And she said that the place that she saw it at, the yoga place that she saw this at, she told the guy that was her teacher there, and she's like, oh, wow, I can't believe you can see that. It's here all the time. I thought, there's that says a lot about you. That's what the guy's saying back to her. But yeah, dude, all these people are totally aware that this exact baby image angel thing that she just saw over there was there.
Panama must be a very spiritual vortex place. Huh.
This happened to her on the Costa Rica side, but it was the Caribbean too. And I'll tell you, man, like the place I'm living right here, right now, I haven't had a story like this go on with the lady, but the lady here that runs this place and her family's here and stuff, she's one of these like black Caribbean women that's just like, oh, you don't have to tell me, I already know. I can see that inside of you. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? You know?
Wow.
All right, well, good. At least you're cool. I'm proud that I made myself a good guy, and that's what you're seeing. Great, you know. Because look at this thing. Because she told me, she was like, yeah, the town you're in right now, that exists a lot. I can see it in everyone. You know, I'm frustrated with this problem, this cultural norm type problem. You know, like you could be frustrated in Philly with you know, certain cultural inner city things, and you know, Panama's got its culture that you get, you know, it's stereotypes that are true that you get frustrated with and stuff. So she was, yeah, that's why I rented to you, because you don't have that element. You are a very pure soul. I'm just like, okay, all right.
That's cool.
And it's true, man. Everybody in this complex is an older guy.
Somebody that I was talking to, I said, well, Brandon said he's gonna. So it wasn't. I didn't say you per your name, but I was saying, oh, my friend said he was going to move down to Colombia, and they said, oh, tell him not to do that. That's not a pleasant place.
No, it's actually really pleasant. I was there for 3 months. It's great. It's better than here.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They say Medellin specifically is now the safest city, and it's the richest city I've ever seen in my life, Wendy. Mm-hmm. You would flip out. Every damn shit, they got just 5-story shopping malls with ice skating rinks in them and water fountains. It's the richest city I've ever seen in my life. They got free public gymnasiums, and they're nice, and they're free. And they got, you know, this is crazy. It's just they got all these things that people in America thought think they have in their head, but they actually have them here. I mean, and it's I really love it down there. I want to do like organic farming and all kinds of weirdo shit. I never thought I'd ever say that before, but
okay. You can hook me up with some good coffee then.
Yeah, they got the Panama's a real good place for that. Right here in Boquete. I mean, if you saw this place Boquete, you'd move in a heartbeat.
Well, I'm going to come down there soon, so I'm going to try like September or October.
Cool. Do it. You'll really flip. You'll really be like, wow.
Okay, as long as you have a place for me to stay.
Yeah.
I think I got my last hepatitis shot, so I can travel pretty much anywhere in the world now.
Okay. Yeah, there's not really that much. You don't need any shots here.
Well, when you travel, I went to the travel nurse here, though. I do. I need everything because of my heart.
Oh, yeah.
So when you travel anywhere, you have to I went to the travel nurse and got inoculated for everything. So she's like, okay, you're free to travel wherever you want to go. So I'm like, okay. So I can travel. And I have a passport now, so that'll be fun.
Yeah. Oh, you'll flip out. You'll be like, I never would have thought this was all here. Yeah, it's like some of these towns are like Aspen, Colorado, or something. Like really nice. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
The third country is not. Yeah.
Well, you know what, sweetheart? I'm gonna get off the phone because I've got dogs I need to take for a walk.
Cool.
And
good. It's good talking to you.
Yeah.
Do me like. Let me hit this record button and tell Haley hi.
Okay.
If she watch it later in life, and then tell her about how I went. I mean, you remember I chased her down there from our first, so we could have our first Christmas together. I had all that. Remember, Melissa was muscling me to talk to her at the time, and because I didn't want to talk to her, she left Salt Lake City and drove to Albuquerque, and then that's when Haley was staying at your house the first time, so I could go over there and pick her up. Do you remember all that stuff?
Gosh, I don't.